Hello, welcome to another Aces High Tips and Strategies guide with me, Barbarian. Today we're going to be talking about the Me410, a Tier 6 heavy fighter. Now for starters, on the config, I go with the 20mm outboard guns to match the other pair of 20mm. I'm not a fan of the 30s, and I don't mount rockets on it. Also, I take the gun sight and the aircraft polish to speed it up a little bit, since it's a boom and zoom aircraft. Now let's get started and get to some battles. So we're going to start out with climbing. Ideal climb angle on this plane is about 55 to 60 degrees. So I'm just going to fast forward there and get to the good stuff. You don't need to see me going up. Now, so when I get to the top of my climb, I usually maintain about 10 degrees nose up to keep getting even more altitude. And I start scanning the battlefield to see what's around. And as with any other boom and zoom fighter, you want to start with the higher altitude planes and work your way down. So their higher altitude plane right now is this 109F, so I'm going to go ahead and target him. Obviously, as you can see, he's diving down, so I'm going to fire some shots, but I'm not going to keep following him down. I'll do a little pass, I'm not going to maneuver too much, and I'm just going to start pulling back up, and he's going to try and get on my tail. But I'm going to use my superior energy in this thing here, since I started out higher, to get him to come up and follow me up behind me until he runs out of energy. And I'm going to turn around and kill him. So he's getting a couple of shots on me. I'm flipping it over. Now one thing you'll notice here is I throttle down to 0% once I'm over the top to make sure I get the most time on target so I can wipe him out quickly and easily on the first pass. Now nobody else is left up high, so I'm going to dive down here and take a few shots at whatever lines up underneath me. Now one thing you don't want to do with any heavy fighter, especially the Hornet, is you don't want to sit there and maneuver when you're making your passes. So as you can see, I take a quick little pass at him, fire my guns, and then I just go back up since I've still got superior energy to him. I'll come back around and I'll try and line him up for a second pass. So I do a little more damage to him, and I'm just going to keep flying by. We've got other people shooting him. I'll let them finish him off, and I'm going to flip back around and take a little run at this other heavy here. It's a P-38J. Go head on with him since I've got superior firepower, and again, I do a bunch of damage to him, and I'll let everyone else finish him off. Now here's a little situation here where I wind up outnumbered out high. So I just do what I can. I get in a head-on with this little trio of planes here. Managed to take one of them out. But I'm not going to stick around and stay up here. It's a pub battle by myself, so I'm going to try and dive down and pull them towards the rest of my team. And hope somebody can clear my tail. Now, as it turns out, the other heavy fighters up there decided not to follow me, which is maybe a wise decision on their part. They're staying high. So I'm going to come here, assist this furball, and we'll take it from there. So as you can see again, I'm not maneuvering too much. I'm trying to stay in straight flight as much as possible, not making any big sharp turns, and just keep going in and out of the furball and firing at whatever lines up in front of my guns. So there's a little target of opportunity. He explodes. I notice, there's an LA5 here, and I'm just going to boost up and away, do a little barrel roll here, just to keep his, make him unable to shoot me. My teammates are going to finish him off, and I'm going to head back over and try and deal with these other two heavies that are left over here. Now, as you can see, I'm very low on health, so I'm not going to go head on with him. I'm going to try and dive away from him at long range and see if I can pull him down towards some friendly aircraft. Now, he doesn't take the bait. He starts turning away. So I'm going to turn back towards him and try and assist my teammate over there so he doesn't get 2v1'd by these pair of heavies. So I'm making my way over, and I want to try and clear his tail first. If I'm basically going to shoot at whatever one I can, and just try and do whatever damage I can, try and get him off my teammate's tail while staying alive. So there's an enemy 410 here diving. I take a few shots at him. Just keeping him engaged so he can't sit there and, shoot at my teammate with impunity. This one happens to pass in front of my gun, so I'll take a couple of shots at him, but I want to stick to the one who's on my teammate's tail, and I'll let my teammate deal with the one who might try and get on my tail. So he's shooting at my teammate, but my teammate's, he's coming around on the other one who's low health, so I'm going to stick on this one and try and force him off. He's still sticking to him though. He doesn't want to get off yet, but I will finish him off right here and we win the game. And that was pretty easy, just focusing on clearing a teammate's tail can never do any wrong. And now here in this battle on Lighthouse, we start out a little bit of the ways into the battle. And, I see a couple light fighters down there, high altitude lights, and they're engaged with some friendlies. So I'll just take that one out. He was just wandered in front of my guns. Finish him off. And we'll sit here and go head on with this P38J, because I've got much larger firepower. And, this 410 is deadly in head-ons. Nothing in this tier can beat it in a head-on, except for another 410. Now we've got this poor little yak here. We'll go in and blitz him in the furball, and we'll go back, regain my altitude, which is what you always want to do in a B&Z machine. You do your dive, do your pass, and get back up to altitude, and survey the battlefield. Now we've got a group of enemies here. We've got 3 light fighters and an IL. One of their lights gets taken out, and so I've got 2 targets here. Now I don't want to maneuver too much, so I'm going to take the target, who's right in front of my guns, and also happens to be on a friendly's tail. We'll pop him, and that's pretty much it. That's quick little guide to flying the Messerschmitt 410, and I hope you guys enjoyed.